Welcome to Economics class. Today we will learn about traditional economies. The traditional economic system has existed in the world for thousands of years and is the oldest form of economy. In this system, decisions are made following customs passed down from generation to generation. This means that people don't usually question or challenge decisions. They are not free to choose or change the way things are done. Instead, they are expected to follow the traditions of their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. In early times, the goal of a traditional society was to survive, and each family member contributed. Men typically hunted and herded animals, women typically gathered wild plants, and children helped with household tasks. The family's survival was more important than the wants of individual family members. Today, traditional economies have similar goals and are typically based on agriculture, fishing, hunting, gathering, or some combination of these. Typically, traditional economies have not used money to pay for goods and services. Instead, they use a system of bartering in which they trade goods or services. For example, if a small town has only one farmer who grows fruits and vegetables, and one rancher who raises cows for beef and milk, whatever they do not consume themselves, they can barter with each other. This way, the farmer will have meat and milk, and the rancher will have fresh fruits and vegetables. Traditional economies still exist around the world. Today, we will look at 3 examples: the Amish in the United States, the Mapuche Indians of Chile, and the Caribbean nation of Haiti. Amish communities are found mostly in the northeastern and midwestern United States. These rural communities are somewhat separate from the outside world and emphasize farming, simplicity, and religious beliefs. The Amish travel using horse-drawn buggies and work their farmland with horses. The use of electricity and telephones is forbidden. The Amish are also forbidden to go to war, swear oaths, or hold public office. They have many unique traditions, and gender roles are strictly enforced. For example, men wear beards and wide-brimmed straw hats, while women wear long, simple dresses with aprons and bonnets. The Amish limit formal education to the 8th grade, but parents and other members of the community teach children the traditions and skills of farming and homemaking. Another example of modern-day traditional economies are the Mapuche Indians of Chile. Small groups of Mapuches continue to live off the land as they have for many hundreds of years. They live in family groups in isolated foothills of the Andes Mountains. Their homes are made of wood from the local forests, and they also burn wood for heat during the winter. They grow crops of potatoes, corn, and wheat on steep hillsides. They plant and harvest crops by hand, and they store and use these crops through the long, cold Chilean winters. They raise goats and sheep, and Mapuche women knit socks, sweaters, hats, and rugs from their wool, and also make milk and cheese. Excess products are sold in local markets. The Mapuche have maintained much of their traditional way of life because they are somewhat isolated. As with any traditional society, increased contact with the outside world has brought change. Most Mapuche speak Spanish as well as Mapudungun, their traditional language. In addition to bartering, they now use money to buy what they need. They also send their children to school. However, the basis of their economy remains largely traditional. Our last example is Haiti, an island nation in the Caribbean where many people survive through the features of a traditional economy. Many Haitians rely on subsistence farming to make a living. Subsistence farmers produce only enough food to feed themselves, but no extra to sell. Most of these farmers, about 2/3 of Haiti's population, use wood as fuel for cooking and heating. The wood comes from cutting down trees, but this traditional economic practice has resulted in Haiti being stripped of its forests. Today, a lack of trees limits the wood available to people and also contributes to poverty as farmers are forced to buy wood for fuel. Traditional economic systems have advantages and disadvantages. An advantage is that life is stable and secure because members of the community know their roles and no one has to make difficult economic decisions. As a result, few conflicts arise. Additionally, their farming practices are usually less destructive to the environment. A disadvantage is that this system discourages change and new ways of doing things, so the economy fails to grow. When change occurs, conflicts can arise between men and women and parents and children. Life is sometimes at the mercy of changes in nature, especially poor weather conditions. Lastly, traditional economies are usually considered to be poorer with lower standards of living.